Hey, everybody, and welcome to our July 2026 market update for Newport Richey, Florida. If you guys love our content, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure I want to say that before we get into this wonderful info, because you always want to make sure you see Jimmy B and Annie O's great content, including our market updates, our podcast, and our amazing video walkthroughs.
Yeah.
All right, enough plugs. Newport Richey. So here's a plot twist. Homes are selling faster than a year ago in about 28 days, but buyers are getting better negotiating room and have more negotiating power now than they did at this point last year.
That sounds weird.
That's why I said here's a plot twist.
Yeah. You're like,
Yeah,
what?
it's a little interesting. We're going to go ahead and dive into the numbers right now, and we're going to see if we can figure out this plot twist.
I love it. Yes. So let's talk about the very first number, sales price. What could you expect when you're selling a house and everything right now? Average right now is, I shouldn't say average, it's median. Excuse me, median is 277.
What does that mean, Annie?
Because if you took all the home sales that happen in the area, instead of averaging it out, which you'll have a high that could be an anomaly or a low, when you take the median, you're literally taking that middle number of the pack. That's what the median sales price is. So we like to see that because that gives us a good barometer versus averages, which can be skewed. Because again, if you have an anomaly where, say, somebody sells a house for $50,000 because it was a hunk of junk at the time,
Or an estate for $20 million.
Right. Now, all of a sudden, the average could be way higher or way lower than it really should. Median doesn't have that effect. So you're literally picking the sales price that's right smack dab in the middle.
All right.
Thank you. That was good for that little educational moment right there. See? Okay. So the median price for Newport Richey actually was at $277,000. Now, year over year, that's good because we were at $257,000 last year at this time. However, this is where it's not so good. The springtime, if we rewind just a couple of months ago, we were actually at $297,000. Well, $298,000 actually. So since the springtime, we've actually been going down.
Yeah, and for those of you amazing subscribers who have been watching our market update videos, I'm 99% confident our market video for last month for Newport Richey was the exact opposite. It was heating up and heating up rapidly. And since we made that video, it went...
Just kidding. It's like, no.
And here's another stat to show you that the market in Newport Richey, Florida is softening, and that's your list price to sell price ratio. So that's what a home actually sold for versus what it was listed for with the asking price. Yeah. So listen to these stats. In April, it was at 96.5%.
Yep.
In May, it dropped to 95.8%. And in June, it dropped even further to 94.7%. And that's about where we're hovering right now. I will tell you guys right now, in the entire greater Tampa Bay area, which is what Newport Richey is in, this is the lowest list to sell price ratio that I have personally seen in a market while studying all the data in quite a while.
Yep.
So what does that mean? That means buyers are negotiating off the list price and getting good deals.
Yep, they are. That kind of floats into why the sales price was what it is too, and why you're seeing that kind of drop as well.
Yeah, from a 298 peak down to 277.
Exactly. They're negotiating. So let's talk about new listings, because it talks about like how healthy the market is, what's coming up available, what kind of options can you expect going forward. And we had 300 new listings. So Newport Richey is a larger area. So the number as far as that, you're like, okay, what is that relative to? Same time last year was at 342. So it's actually less homes that are coming on the market. And this is where it really starts getting interesting, because when you say, hey, we have 300 listings coming on market, but the price is softening and the listed sales price, like, what's going on? And that's where it's like, okay, don't freak out. We definitely have to make sure that if you're a seller, you are pricing accordingly. You're paying attention to these numbers, or you should have a realtor like us in your corner educating you on this, because you can sell. But when you see these other numbers and how they're trending down, that means you're going to be dealing with a buyer who's going to be expecting more discounts. So you need someone strong in your corner to make sure that that doesn't happen to you.
Yeah, you definitely need the right strategy.
Absolutely.
So with 300 new listings also came 31 expired listings. So that's homes that did not sell. So that's exactly almost at 10%, right? So what does that mean? That means that the market is softening, like we've been saying. homeowners are asking a little bit too much for what the market is commanding. And unfortunately, 31 homeowners' homes did not sell for that reason.
Yeah. That yeah, that's painful because to be on the market, you go through the mental idea of, okay, it's no longer your house, you're moving on to the next chapter kind of thing. So to be in that position of having that mental break of, hey, this is what we're about to do, and then all of a sudden not be able to do that and then have to reset and everything.
Yeah, and if you think about it, this can obviously vary. I'm not saying this is a standard by any mean, disclaimer, but the average listing agent will normally sign a listing agreement for usually 6 months or 12 months,
Yeah.
right? And when that happens and you have a median days to sell at 28, but you're not selling your home within 180 or 365 days, you got some really bad advice.
Yes, you did.
And it's sad to see.
Yeah, we don't like seeing people in that situation.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, James kind of stole a little bit of my thunder on the next stat, which is how long you think it would take to get your home sold.
Oh, let me guess. 28 days.
Yes, he may have a cheat sheet, but yes, it's right. It is 28 days.
Peanut butter cheesecake for me later.
Hey, here's a good thing about this. If you have your house on the market and you price it accordingly and you make it presentable and it looks amazing, the fact that you can have your home sell in 28 days is a good sign. That means the buyers are there. They exist. You're not going to have to sit for 6 months hoping that someone will finally show up. Even with all these other stats, you can sell. It is doable. And we're actually 10 days faster than what we were last year, because right around 38, 40 days last year. So the fact that under 30 days, so if you want to make this move happen, it is completely doable.
Yeah. And to prove that point, the number of sales from this time last year is down about 15%. We're talking 234 last year to 201 this year. But there's still sales happening, right?
Yeah.
That's still 201
Sales.
homeowners who successfully sold their home in the month of June of this year.
Right.
So there is activity going on. So we already said it. If you're a buyer, you're great. If you're a seller, you just need the right strategy.
Absolutely.
But the market, it did soften. It will be really interesting to see what the stats look like 30 days from now.
Oh, absolutely. I have to say, though, if you're a seller, don't be freaking out thinking that this is hopeless, because there was 200 people that sold and only 30 that didn't. So the numbers are definitely in your favor. It can sell. Buyers are there and they exist.
Yeah, we like to do a little takeaways on what if you're a buyer, what if you're a seller at the end. I usually take on the buyer side. So buyer takeaways, just knowing this, you're in a great position if you want to buy a house in the new Port Richey, Florida market right now. Because with your list to sell price ratio at 94%, which is some of the lowest I've seen in a very, very long time, and the fact that there was 300 new listings on the market in general, you have options.
Yeah,
and
choices.
You might be able to get a great deal. This is a really affordable market. I would say your first-time home buyers, your retirees, that's usually the demographic you're going to find in here. So with that, we want to make sure that the pricing makes sense and that it's comfortable for you.
Yeah.
So when you can negotiate potentially 6% off the list price, that's not just a list price. You may be able to get seller concessions out of that. So
closing costs.
Yeah, seller concessions, closing costs. You can use that to put cash back in your pocket, or you can even buy down the interest rate. These are all things that we can strategize with you to get you a really great deal in Newport Richey, Florida, because that's what the stats are really showing. So that's if you're a buyer. Now, if you're a seller,
you can still sell. Okay.
It is, yeah.
Don't freak out and be like, oh, I'm doomed. No, you're not doomed. There was 200 sales. Okay. It's all about making sure that we strategize, we create, and make sure we present your house as best as possible. So that way the buyers that are buying, because there was 200 of them last month, will find and pick yours over the other options that are available. Also, if you're a seller, be realistic with the negotiation. If you have a buyer that comes at you and they offer you pretty close to sale what you're asking for, but then they say, hey, we need some help in closing costs and everything, I wouldn't completely discount that offer or think it's a terrible offer. It's somebody you want to work with because it's a legitimate buyer who is ready to get a sale done. The fact that homes are moving in less than a month too is a very promising sign. That means the buyers are seeing the homes. If they like them, they're moving quickly. to write the offers. You definitely need a really solid strategy to get on the market really quickly. You can pay attention. Your agents like us always pay attention to being on the market to see how the market responds to you as well, because the buyers are there. They're ready to pull the trigger fast. And if you're not seeing that activity fast, you need to be able to pivot as well. That's a very big part.
Well said.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And if you would like to book a strategy session with Annie or myself or both of us, you can visit our website at jimmyandannierealestate.com. That's JIMMY and ANIE realestate.com. And if you go to the bottom of the page, there is a book consultation link with us.
Yep.
Right there at the bottom, and you can book a consultation with us. And as always, if you love our content, please like and subscribe so that you can see more of Jimmy B and Annie O, the realtors you need to know.
Cool.
We're getting better with the transition.
Fast but softening home sale quick.